Hello, my name is Renuka. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing some kind of intuitive painting, and it is just is a going with the flow. So you don't have to see the perfections, you don't have to see how perfect I draw the flower or perfect I draw the shape. It is just kind of letting go the things with whatever you're doing. So first of all, I choose my color, and it's called the color craving. I really love this magenta pink color, and I use here a spray which is from the Hero Arts. It having little bit of shimmer in it. It is very beautiful. I'll post all the things at my blog, which product I use. You can go ahead and see there. And then I'm using this gouache. So this is gouache came from the Artisa brand, and I use 60 acrylic colors premium. Why? Because sometimes I don't want to mix the colors, sometimes I just pick those colors and I put them in these boxes, like each box having 36 or 12 wells, and where I put the colors. And here I'm using the Tim Holtz sprayer. You can use any water droplet and things go like this. So whenever I'm doing this kind of project, I just decided to put on the music or any motivational things which I like, and then I just started. Sometimes I just put the old song, sometimes I just recollect my memory. It's totally depend on my mood what I want to do. And I'm doing this mostly in the night time, where like before sleeping, where I feel like okay, I have a little bit time, I squeeze that time from my schedule, and then I do like this. And then after drying it, then I started my mark making on the other day. So this is the most of the times I do, or I do it in the morning and then I put it aside for keeping it dry, and then I do it. So here I'm just moving with those colors with the brush, nothing so fancy. Your results may vary if you're trying the same process. And sometimes other artists' works inspired us. Sometimes you like the colors from any creation. It's not should be always should be like creating a poster or creating any kind of work. So basically any work or any kind of thing gonna give you a nice good inspiration. So maybe you love these colors and you want to go ahead, or you want to choose your own color palette, that is totally optional. And then I have so much ink and so much colors on that, I decided to grab that on my other paper. Here I'm using Canson XL general, and then you can use same Canson XL watercolor paper, which is 300 GSM. I love that weight, and it is not that costlier, so I hardly use the Arches watercolor paper. It's giving the best results, but I don't know, it is like bit costly for me. And then I'm just putting this ink. So these are Liquitex ink. I'm using a little bit copper color, and you can see that you are blooming some of the flowers there, and where ink is not moving, I just put another water spray on it to just like it's bit moving. It's totally depend on you how you want at that time. And then I was kind of go ahead and remove that and place that in other platform, or you can place on floor also. And then I'm using other spray which is not working. Yeah, it's clogged. And did this happen with you? That you are going to do something and something in your mind and it's not working that way. Okay, then I decided to add another spray. This one's from Distress Inks and mica sprays, and I love them. I almost run out of them and I want more. So what I do with these papers, you can create more intuitive paintings on them. You can use them as a greetings, you can use them as a tags, you can use them as a background for any art project, and that will be the fun that you have all these papers with you, that you can do accordingly. Sometimes these paper inspired me to do something, and you know what, if you want to create something like you don't have any of these supplies, but still you have these kind of colorful papers, just fold them in half and write some message on it and it will become a note card, or it kind of give you the greeting card in a very easy way. So these are the backgrounds. Most of the times I put them with me in a stash. Mostly I use 9 by 12 Canson watercolor paper, or I use Arteza premium grade watercolor paper. Those are also good. So these are my go-to colors, and sorry, these are my go-to watercolor papers. So after drying those, I decided to use some of these bleed proof white ink. So whenever you want to do some kind of white on the watercolor or something, you can't use the watercolor on them because it's gonna disappear. It will not give you that things. I'm using here Dr. Morphe's bleed proof water ink, and I'm using a thin brush, a liner brush, to do that. And I don't know, when I hold this liner brush in my hand and take a deep breath, I feel like, it is kind of a meditative process for me. And you can try this. Most of the artists do meditation or take few deep breaths before starting their work, and I also do that. And it feels really nice. It feels that all the positiveness and happiness inside your heart, and you're creating. So if you ask me after doing that, did I create the perfect portrait, did I create the perfect thing? No, I'm asking that it's a feeling inside, it's an inner peace for you. And then if you don't have this bleed proof ink and you don't want to go ahead with that ink, you can use the white acrylic ink. That gonna work very well on it. And if you don't have that also, you can use the white pens, white jelly pens, white Posca pens. You can go ahead and use that. So these little flowers is having memory with me. Like when I was a kid in India, we used to put the rangoli in front of our house every day. Yeah, it's a everyday thing. It's kind of very auspicious way to start the day. And then I always have that border design in front of my yard, and most of the times I put the lotus there because I don't know, it's having that memory with me, and I love that lotus. At the same time, this pink lotus we used to offer one of our goddess, so I have that deep memory in that, and I'm creating the same lotus here, although I'm not creating that border. So it's always happen that what you are or what you saw, what you read is always reflect on your work. Maybe you have a different memory with the lotus, maybe you have the different memory with the different flowers, maybe your travel, maybe your trip, maybe some person remind you that flower. I suggest you go ahead and do that. Like it's kind of recollecting your memory again, reliving your memory again. And I always appreciate all the life moments in my life. Maybe it's in our childhood, or maybe it's in our college thing, or maybe with our friends, or maybe the recent travel. So you don't have to make that exact drawing that where you go, or what you like from that place, or what you like from that person. You just have that small piece in your mind, and you can just pick that, and you can just go ahead with those colors at that time, whatever you're craving for, and put any black and white stripes on it and create something. So I always encourage to create something. Most of the times I'm not able to record what I'm doing just because I'm not sitting in my studio. I'm somewhere out. Sometimes I'm in chess class with my kid, sometimes I'm outside traveling, but I always carry the small sketchbook with me and some small diary with me. Sometimes I write, sometimes I draw. So it gave me enormous joy. And when I go back to these pieces and I saw, and I just remember, okay, I did this because of this. And sometimes they turn out very beautiful. Sometimes I'm not really satisfied with my artistic journey, or you can say that sometimes I'm not satisfied much with that piece, so I just keep it that way there. And maybe someday I like it, maybe I'm turning over, maybe I'll add more marks on them, maybe I'll add something else on them. But yeah, watercolors are my go-to colors. Most of the times I love them. Whenever I'm not doing something and I want to do something, I just create watercolor photos and just keep that with me, and then I can use them in another projects whenever I want. Most of the times I don't like to keep art with me, although I'm not selling them. I just gift them to anyone. Maybe I know the person, maybe I don't know the person, and I can see the joy on their face, like, how they appreciate, because maybe it's little for you as an artist. You saw that whatever you're drawing or whatever you're creating is not up to the mark. You want more to it, you want more perfection to it, you want more colors to it, or more detailing to it. But the person who is receiving that, he or she will appreciate that thought, that you're putting that hard work handmade thing and giving to other. So yeah, it gives a lots and lots of joy. Sometimes I feel that, creating the things, and I'm not the person who is like more in technical things, like how much subscribers I have or how much views I get. Of course I love when someone subscribe, of course I love when I got more views, but most of the times I'm not running behind it. I just create what I love to create, and then I put that thing to the world, just because I want to share it. Maybe someone get inspired with it, maybe someone create something, maybe it's make a difference for maybe the few seconds in someone's life, or someone smile after seeing that, and I'm just happy with that. And like, it's not I'm saying that you should not grow in your life, you should not reach the goals you want. I'm just saying that sometimes having satisfaction in whatever you have, and sometimes having the things make you complete, and you are believing in that, is the most important thing. And whenever I do some kind of art, most of the times I do on my like outside. Some of the times I record it, maybe 50-60% times I record it, yeah, 60% times I'm recorded, and then I just put it them on the YouTube channel or any social media. So editing it, putting the voiceover, and sometimes it gets so much for me, that which reduce my art time. I feel sometimes that way. So sometimes I just put the music behind it. I didn't do the voiceover for the intuitive paintings, but I don't know. Today I feel that I should do that and share my thought with you, whoever is, watching this. Maybe they have some plans, maybe they like some of these markings, maybe they love the way I approach the color, maybe they got inspired and they create something very new, very unique, and very different from whatever I'm creating. So I thought, why not to share my thought with the world. And these are the genres, watercolor genres I made for a long time, but people keep them to study them, and then they improve it. But most of the times I just give away my art. I know that is something very, very I don't know why I do that, but I don't want to keeping the things with me whenever I create something. And if I got an opportunity to give it, or sometimes I don't have to give it someone, then just I tear apart my book genre page and give that to the person, and or I frame it. I have lots of frames with the different size at my home, and I frame my own art. If I want to give it to someone, maybe for the holidays, maybe for something, like maybe for their something special is going on. So I always love to add those things in my work, and I put those things away. Sometimes I have pictures, sometimes I don't have, but I must say that it gives tremendous amount of joy and happiness in your life. So particularly for all these mark making, every mark has a different memory in my life. As I told you, with the rangolis and the art I created from the childhood, I always have that artistic side with me. My aunt is very good in all the kind of arts, and she taught me very things. And we used to make paper flowers, we used to make these rangolis, we draw the paintings, we color them. And I'm very fond of each kind of new kind of colors happening. I still am purchasing new colors, new type of like sometimes I use watercolor, sometimes I use acrylic, sometimes I use gouache, poster colors, and inks, and I'm just experimenting with them by mixing them. Sometimes it work out very well, and sometimes it don't. So I'll just see that you may like this process, you may not, but I just want to say that just enjoy, sit, relax. If you don't want to create, just watch whatever I'm creating. Maybe some memory is gonna pop up in your head too, or create something with me and see what it turn out. And I love to see. If you want to show me something, you can tag me in my Instagram account. All the details are below in the description, and you can see other details on my blog. And I'll stop chattering here. I'll just play the music and you enjoy it.